Also, again, I will start this today's show by taking a look, a deep dive, taking a closer look at Chelsea's statistics this season to try to figure out what's been going on, why we've not been clinical in front of goal, whether we've created enough chances, what we've done wrong, or areas where we can improve. But before that, we'll start by uh, uh, addressing some news items. We don't have too many news items lined up, but we'll address them and then we'll come back to the show proper. But more importantly, people keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. So thank you. Thank you so much. So we get into it without wasting much of your time. Hopefully, I have those items all open already so I don't struggle to find them. It looks like I started the show without my audio being on, but that's by the way. We'll move on. And the first person in the chat is my friend and brother, Chelsea Mitchell. Boy, big up, coach. I will be out today, but we'll try to listen and jump in the chat. Have a good show today, buddy, he says. Michi, thank you for finding the time to say hello. I appreciate you. And for those of you that are watching, I know we don't have too many people in the chat already. If you don't mind, go check out Mitchell Boyd's YouTube channel if you haven't, and subscribe. Subscribe and let him know I sent you. I truly appreciate that. Thank you, Michi and Brianni Yahayo, aka 343 Dilemma, Jackson Vivella FC, Contender FC, and I'm back again to Contender FC and Poch. A big up, coach. What can we learn from CFC start so far? This I learned. The converting of CFC to Poch FC project. Okay, PFC says, which he says means project, process, patience, Poch FC. Yes, then you have every right to feel like that, but I think we'll be all right. And yeah, it's only natural that you're as concerned as you are, but I can assure you things will turn around even sooner than later. But that's by the way, let's start addressing the items we have lined up here. And the first is a news item which says the following injury update has been provided ahead of Chelsea's Carabao Cup fixture against Brighton at Stamford Bridge. The first one says Benoit Badiashile in partial team training. I don't think he participates tomorrow since it's termed partial team training. Connie Chukwemeka also partial team training, which to me means he's not going to participate tomorrow, but most likely he will see some game time or maybe play the 90 minutes, I don't know, against a Fulham when we return to the Premier League. But the cup game, I don't think him and Badiashile will get a chance to play. And we have Marcus Bettinelli continuing to undergo his rehabilitation program. Yeah, how he got injured, I just don't know. And this one says Marcus Bettinelli continuing to undergo his rehabilitation program. I've read that one. Trevor Chalobah continuing to undergo his rehabilitation program, which means, yeah, no, you can say no definite return date. Wesley Fofana continuing to undergo his rehabilitation program. We'll see him, I think, around March. Was that the date given? I can't quite remember, but I think he will most likely miss the entirety of the season. If anything, he won't get the chance to play that much. Rhys James continuing to undergo his rehabilitation program also, but no definite return date for him also. And Christopher Nkunku continuing to undergo his rehabilitation program definitely around December. I know we were told he would come back around November, but I think before he'd be ready to play 90 minutes or even get a chance to play, it'd be around December period. But that's by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And please, let's try and keep the topics aligned today as much as we can. We cannot be looking at the statistics and you be expecting me to read something about how one player was the reason why one lost the last game. It's not going to work for me today. I'm struggling to keep up with the schedule. So let's try to make it as as less stressful as possible. As much as I like to interact with you, it's never easy to be switching between topics like this. But that's by the way, let's move on. Big up to you too, Emmanuel Obeda. Nice to see you. It's been a minute. I hope you're doing well. Please do let us know. And we have Wheeler Sullivan says, what is going on? 2 years, 2 year Chelsea failed. I'm not sure I understand that. And this is Nikki Tawari says we can only learn that how that's how to ruin a club. Okay, you have every right to feel like that. But more importantly, people keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes that do go a long way. Morning to you too. I hope you're doing well. Adebayo Mokinju, I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. It's that time of the year, Jerry C. We're talking statistics today. I hope you have the time to join on the panel. It's that time of the year. I agree with you. Let's see what Adebayo Mokinju says here. Please, what is our project to be the top club in England or to become a top four club that makes a profit via the sale of players? I think you have every right to suspect the latter, but I think the first is the plan. I think they're approaching it in a way that they want a long-term dominance. They don't just want to sign players, dominate one season or the other, and then next struggle to do anything. I think, and yes, I'm not going to really blame the owners. If we're going to be honest, everything started with politics, and from politics to an extent where, yeah, they made a mistake by firing Thomas Tuchel. But remember, even Thomas Tuchel himself got tired of the players he had available to him at one point. That he was publicly saying same players, same issues. Yeah, which the owners probably read as him calling for a clear out. And even before that, the fan base, the fans were calling for Chelsea to do a facilitate a clear out, and they did that. And part of you can say, I get it, we didn't sign too many experienced players, but part of a clear out, part of working with an entirely new team is seeing the sort of results we're seeing. And actually, you can say, actually, in my opinion, we're doing actually better than a lot of people would, again, anticipated that we'd be doing. I get it, we should be doing even better, but we will get there. It will only take time. Good news is our upcoming weekend won't be ruined. I think you could argue that. Hello to you, to Okash CFC. I appreciate you joining. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We're just again at 10 likes. We should be doing better than that. Poch should first play players at their position. You can say preferred positions. But I'd say that's actually a list of our problems. But we'll get to that in a bit. I kind of support owners because see Madrid, they won't sign any midfielders for the next decade. Do I think the owners are the sole reason why we're struggling? I'd say no, but they made a mistake. But I think by now, if we're being, we should move on from the mistake they made, which was firing Thomas Tuchel. Honestly, that's the only mistake I can argue that they've made. Beyond that, yeah, we wanted them to facilitate a clear out, and they've done that. So we should also be patient. Even if we signed an entire 11 that are all experienced. It will still take time for them to gel and start playing as a unit. But that's why I need to move on from that. If the first is the plan, Coachella, it won't work unless the blend experience of players with youth. We are going nowhere. I think they will do that. It's a gradual process. Maybe given the way we're struggling right now, they will look at the situation and learn. Yeah, we need to blend it, and they do that in January. It's a process. No matter how you see it, I get it. I would have loved them to sign more experienced players, but they didn't sign much of that. But yeah, for instance, if we look at the team right now, Casado is experienced. I get it. He's just 21. Enzo is experienced. But we needed more experience, in my opinion. But I'm not going to say, yeah, they've ruined the club because they didn't sign as many experienced players as I wanted them to sign. So we move on. We will come good. I don't think they'll be spending billions, and the plan will be to ruin the club. We're not being truthful to ourselves if we really is arguing that has always been the case. Santiago, nice to see you. I appreciate you joining. Let's see. That's because Madrid cannot get their players tapped up, unlike Chelsea. Watch Enzo and James flee. Should an upturn in our performances yeah, don't change. I think I agree. In our performance doesn't change. I think I agree with you. But I think we'll come good this particular season. I think we'll do well enough that every player that we've signed long term will see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we'll be patient. If you understand football, And I'm going to say this again. I think I've said it 1,000 times. If you came into the season expecting Chelsea to be, you can say, to measure Man City in terms of the level at which they play, or Liverpool, even Newcastle, or Arsenal, even Newcastle United, then you're not being truthful to yourself. We're playing with an entirely new squad. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that before that sinks in. But that's, by the way. We'll move on from that. Let's see what else we have lined up here. People blindly blame the owners makes no sense. It doesn't. Honestly, if you're being honest to yourself, yeah, we're never going to start the season and be the best team in England because we signed Casado, because we signed Lively, because we signed Nkunku, or because we signed Jackson. No, yeah, too many changes. It would take time. It's as simple as that. Coach, did you hear that? Someone in the background just shouted, "Trust the process." You know who I'm referring to. Yeah, unfortunately, that's what we have to do. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 11 likes, and I want to quickly appeal to those of you who are watching, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat. We appreciate you. You provide great value to the community. But we want to ask you one favor, one tiny bitty favor. We want to ask you to please take a second to drop a like on the stream. That yeah that I promise you nobody will know that you liked the stream. The likes do go a long way for us, and if you can, please do share the stream on whatever social media platform where you have presence to help us reach more people. We'd really appreciate that. Jerry, once more, you become a regular here. How are you doing, brother? I appreciate you finding the time to join. I want to hear you. Anything you want to say with regards to how many changes Chelsea have made so far? Did you expect us to come into the season and you can say and be playing at the same level as Manchester City, Liverpool, or Arsenal, or even Newcastle United? The truth remains, I didn't expect that, and that was why I've always argued. As much as I believe that we do better than a lot of people think we do, that I don't trust this team that much to say, here's what we're gonna finish this season, or here, well, we're gonna be able to beat a particular team at this point. And that would change as I keep again, as I learn more about the team. But right now, I can't say it's all doom and gloom just because yeah, we've lost how many games in 6 games. But you go ahead, I want to hear you.
Good
Are you
morning, coach.
Looks like I don't think it's me. I think I was able to hear the intro when he played. Maybe your audio isn't properly connected, but I'll wait for you to come back. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Our coach should just stop playing players out of position. That's our problem. I don't think that's our problem. You've seen, for instance, Man City playing. You can say a player should be a centre back in the left back position. But do I like that? I don't. At least at this stage, and given that we have young players, I don't think we should be doing that much because that usually can be detrimental to the development of young players. At times it can lead to the player becoming confused. If you understand, Jerry, if you come in, let me know. Try. You can say something. Let me see if I can hear you.
Yes, coach. Can you hear me now?
Just let me catch what we have in the chat.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
three
sure.
items or 4 of them. Chelsea should sack Pochettino, yeah, and then do what? And then do you know that if you sack him and hire a new manager, it's like you hitting the reset button, which is everything starts afresh. Let's be honest, our signings aren't that bad. Just that we made a mistake signing Mudrik. I don't think so. I think just you picking and choosing who you believe is the issue. Mudrik in the last 2 games, honestly, he's shown what he's capable of doing. I think he's created let's say how many chances in total, especially that delicious chance he created for us. But it looks like we don't have tapping merchants. I think we need them. On the carpets too. Had somebody been at the other end of the goalpost or the other side, it would have been just yeah, just a touch. Could have you could say led to us scoring the first goal of the game. We made a mistake assigning Mudrik, and that's just what you think. And Madrid, they were better. There were better wingers with good output. Our owners must be sleeping, making those signings. No, they don't scout those players. you should be talking about, you can say, those people with they've hired to help make sure the club is run properly or is run as a football club. Let's see what else we have here. The club isn't settled. Departures virtually every week. We were complaining about his these during the Roman era, but it is now on steroid. Absolute madness. No shirt sponsorship. So embarrassing. I think they will get one. Here's the thing. I like it that we didn't just because let me say out of desperation accept the 20 million a year deal from Allianz. Now we have other sponsors willing to pay nearly three times as much. So yeah, I wouldn't mind us missing out, not having a shirt sponsor for a few games, and then one comes in and pay us enough to help balance the books and even sign you can say sign an attacker and an attacking midfielder during the January transfer window. So I'm happy with that, bro. But yeah, I appreciate your contribution. Coach, did you just say we need a tapping merchants? So you are essentially saying bring back a Tammy Abraham. I think Tammy Abraham, he's good at tappings, but I need more from my number nine. He doesn't. Here's the thing: in terms of putting away those chances, I think the manager should take his time and look at how many times we've had the ball run across the face of the goal and nobody was close to make sure, yeah, it becomes a goal. That's an issue. I think he should take his time, look at it. Maybe he's done that. Maybe the players aren't paying attention. Maybe, yeah, that's maybe when maybe we should work on getting a traditional number nine. But do we really need a stereotypical number nine for us to score those type of goals? I'd say no. It's an issue. But we get to that in a bit. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with. So far, I think players' confidence is low. Not yet. Not yet. I'm fearing that that will become an issue if things don't turn around like yesterday. Because I could see it creeping in gradually. Because uh, you can say, for instance, you see Starling, you see Jackson in a hurry to you can say to find the back of the net. That's a sign of lack of confidence. No composure, nothing. But I would say it's creeping in gradually. It's not dangerous yet. It hasn't gotten to a dangerous level yet. If it gets to that, then yeah, it gets to poor defensive decision making and all that. It hasn't gotten to that. I think we'll have the opportunity to turn things around as soon as we can. Big up Kuchila, big up to you too, Chimera. Always nice to see you. Our major problem is that our players should play with boldness. It seems they are afraid to make mistakes on the pitch. You could argue that too. Jackson is way behind being clinical for now. Man is all run energy and no sense. You could argue that. Yeah. So there's one week. I'm guessing you're probably, without saying it, you're in your mind referencing the situation where he didn't square the ball for Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling also is guilty of being too selfish sometimes. You'd expect him to be less selfish, given that he's played under Pep Guardiola, who drills his team to always always look for the best positioned teammate. But in the case of Raheem Sterling, I'm concerned that he will be like that throughout the season because, yeah, he's promised himself he's going to emerge the top scorer for Chelsea Football Club come the end of the season. Poch changing players to out of position, out of the wing is not good. I would say it's not good. I agree with you. But yeah, some of the again the experienced players should be able to deal with that. Where I think it's a problem is for the young players. And my bro, Glenn, 10, much love to you. Big up Kachila, Jay-Z, and the chat. Appreciate you joining. Thank you. Losing is as contagious as winning. Yep. Once the losses are changed, I think it can be difficult to get a win. So which means for me right now, I don't even want it to be pretty. It can be as dirty as whatever comes to your mind, but let us win and take it from there. Which means you can say that's a way of stabilizing the team. Poch in-game management is atrocious. You can say right now, I would just use the term questionable. Let Poch out crew I'm not sure. That's a bit mixed up. They are the problem. I think you're saying the Port should be fired. I checked Pochettino's tactics. He's doing the right thing. I believe the attackers, if they are in front of goal, should pass to nearest teammate or best positioned teammate. That may be clearer to ensure a more safest goal is scored. You could argue. I think I agree with you. That's why we've had opportunities where our players, you can say, tried to be the one to be the scorer. I think that was a serious issue under Thomas Tuchel, where we do everything right, but the moment we get to the final third, everybody wants to be the goal scorer, and that leading to lots of the players we had at the time being too selfish in front of goal, and leading also in turn leading to us trying to score from more difficult angles and missing a lot of chances. Poch is the right man, but I have said previously, goals will be our problem. Defensively, we actually look okay. Not solid yet. I think we've had occasions where you can argue our goalkeeper was a saving grace. But we move on from that. Let's see. No, coach, I am Poch in all the way. Okay, I wasn't. It was difficult to understand what you wrote then, so apologies. So coming to you, Jerry Z, if you're there, let's hear you. Did you come into the season expecting Chelsea to measure Man City in terms of the level at which they play, measure Liverpool, even Newcastle United? Let's hear you before we start addressing the news item we have lined up and quickly going to looking at the numbers. I'm waiting for you, Jerry Z, if you're there. All right, it looks like the man left his desk, but that's understandable. Kachila, good morning. Good morning to you too, Chama. I appreciate you finding the time to join this morning. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. It's been a while. I'm guessing you're probably on your way to work. Will Nkunku solve the problem of finishing? I think he's part of the solution. Yeah, the ones that have been playing in his absence need to, you can say, stop being clinical. When they get the chance. And then Nkunku comes and maybe he will add to the tally of the goals we'll score in total. He will make a difference, but he's not the sole solution. The solution starts with Jackson putting away the chances whenever he gets them. Broya putting away scoring goals whenever he gets an opportunity to do so. Not just Nkunku. Nkunku is just part of the solution. His absence, yeah, maybe you could say hasn't helped. But his availability alone doesn't solve all our problems. We need to be clinical in front of goal. The defenders, the midfielders, whenever they get a chance, they have to put those chances away. Jerry, let me know when you come back. Can David Washington play as a winger? He should be tried in that role. Can Sterling play as an attacking midfielder? He needs to start finding in-house solutions. Yeah, I think he needs to do that as soon as possible. And the good thing, it doesn't look like we have any other person capable of fulfilling the 10 role effectively. For me, at this point, I would just say the only person that's played there and shown that he's capable of fulfilling the role effectively would be Carney Chukwuemeka, from the way he's applied himself and his intelligence, his ability to read the game, knowing when to move the ball from one side of the pitch to the other side of the pitch. That move, he was excellent against Liverpool. He started poorly, didn't start well, but grew into the game and showed, yes, he's actually capable of fulfilling the 10 role effectively. Good thing is that, yeah, he'd be available for selection too soon. I think he's part of the solution of the issues we're seeing right now. Let's see what else we have. You keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Nkunku was a difference maker in preseason, and he is a quality. Yeah, so he's part of the solution. I'm not saying he coming back solves all our problems. Good afternoon to you too, Chelsea, all the way. I appreciate you joining. Coach, West Ham's goal and Aston Villa's goal look similar. Why does Cole tend to keep moving back than attack? It's ruining when attackers are running at him. I'm not too sure. That's something I haven't taken my time to analyze that and see why that's the case. Chelsea should bench Nicholas Jackson 2 or 3 matches and play on the forward okay. Yeah, that's a bit mixed up there. Apologies. And Nkunku was great in preseason because he got assist from Matson, Angelo, and all. Okay, yeah, and all others without support Nkunku will also suffer the same fate. It's as simple as that. Yep. So that's why I'm saying Nkunku alone isn't the sole solution. If it comes back and no, it can and we don't create the chances for him, then he will suffer too. And chances are, again, if within a few games he doesn't score a goal, he starts suffering from low confidence too. If that makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, we have to. I think the manager will find a solution. I trust him. I believe he's a good manager. Has he done everything correctly since he started as Chelsea manager? I'd say no. But he's trying to explain things away. Some of the excuses made sense to me. Some don't didn't just make any sort of sense. But I think we're getting there, honestly. If Chukwuemeka is fit, he should take the 10 role. Mudrik left and Palmer right. No Sterling. I think I'd say, yeah, no Sterling. Just give these kids a consistent game time and they will start firing on all cylinders. Look at Mudrik. Just in two games, he's shown that he's actually one of our best wingers right now. Yep, and if the manager hopefully he follow again, he starts him again. I'd like him to. I'd like to see him playing the cup game also. Give him consistent game time. The guy is some talent, and believe me, he will deliver for us. But if we play him in just two games and then sit him on the bench in the next three games, that his confidence will take a hit again, and yeah, and it won't be easy to get him to start playing well. Again in a while. So that's, by the way, let's start addressing the items we have lined up. I think something else I wanted to discuss with us. Let me see if I can bring it up as quickly as possible. Just give me 1 second here. Yeah, we've looked at that. I want us to start going through the numbers as soon as possible. But there are a few items I'd like us to talk about here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Jerry, let me know when you're ready to speak. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all,
Yes,
by
sir.
the
I'm
way.
here.
Okay. Did you hear the question I asked the other time? It looks like you were speaking and I couldn't hear you.
Yes, sir. I heard. I
Okay, go
got the
ahead. Yeah,
question.
go ahead. While you answer the question, I want to put up a poll here.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Beautiful,
morning,
good
brother.
blue morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. So the question, if I got it correct, yeah, I didn't
Mhm.
expect Chelsea to go and be involved in the title race, right? Or challenge Manchester City or Liverpool. No, absolutely not. Even though, if you remember all summer, I've been saying that uh,
Mhm.
Chelsea will overperform, right? In fact, if you remember my prediction, and I'm not shy, right? Although
Mhm.
it would sound weird right now, but I am not a guy who would back away from anything I've said. So I even said that Chelsea will finish at third, right? I've been saying this consistently over the summer.
Mhm.
So yeah, I did say that based on a lot of factors, but apparently it doesn't look like that. But I still think we can make top four. But yeah, even I, right, or even the people who are being very positive or will thinking that we'll overperform or do better than most people thought, I think
Mhm.
no one even in their wildest dream had this idea that Chelsea would win the title or even be involved in the title race, right? Now, as far as the performance goes, uh, right? See, this is a very interesting debate, this interesting topic. Everyone has their own take. I think the performances are good, right? I really think the performances are good, and good. What do I mean by good? Everyone's iteration of good is different. Good as compared to where we are, the 5 points, one win, two draws, three losses. It is not showing in the performance. People are not understanding that when we are seeing the headlines that the owners are. I don't know if it's true or not, but anyhow, if the owners are relying on the data and they think it will,
Mhm.
what data, right? So the thing is that 5 points, right? 5 points is it's not the performance in the last 5 games is not at all showing 5 points. It's definitely true that we've been unlucky, and we should have at least 9-10 points if not more, right? No one can deny that. So definitely we have been unlucky, and I still believe that, right? I still believe that Chelsea will do very well, very well. It will take, I don't know. No one can say that how long it will take. Maybe a month, two. I really don't
Mhm.
think so it will take a long time. I'll still say it won't really take a long time, because we are just missing the goal scoring. And I know I've been discussing with friends, and they tell me, or just saying, we are just missing the goal scoring. And if you don't score a goal, you will not get anything, right? But it will come, right? It will definitely come. I'm not saying that we'll start scoring 4 5 goals, but to be very honest, like, you have seen more football than me, right? I believe, and we have all seen football for many years. Most of us, right? Maybe some people in the chat or in
Mhm.
the in this live conversation is new, but things do not stay like this, right? Things change so much. Many teams involved in the title race finish fifth, sixth. We have seen year in and year out. So my point is, or what I believe the analyst or the data analyst or sports analysts are showing the owners, and it's for some reason people in the community, right? This is my observation. I've been really observing this. Take took these 6 games as something biblical, right? As a gospel, and think that the next 32 games would be like this. So this is not true, right? This is, how can you
Yes,
say that?
that's not saying you can say they have the right to be concerned. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Right, so I'm just giving a narrative, right? I'm just trying to give a narrative.
Mhm.
So yeah, your original question, of course no one expected us to be in the title race or challenge Man City, Liverpool, or even Arsenal. uh, but but uh, but I think no one even expected us to win 1 game out of 6, right? Maybe 3 games, right? Everyone expected at least 3 wins, given the fixtures, the easier fixtures, at least on the face value. So it's really confusing in a way, right? The performance again, I don't know. Like, I looked at the game again and again, the highlights, different highlights. The game was good. We created a lot of chances, man. We could have scored 4, 5, or even sent a tweet, and that was maybe a little bit far fetched. I said we could have scored 7 goals because I was counting, honestly. So the thing is that we are not scoring goals, and it should come, right? It should come. How long will Jackson keep on suffering? I really don't think so. You really think so? He'll not score, not score, not score. We have Broya, he's coming back. We can expect him to score. The people on the wings, Cole Palmer, Modric. So, all these factors, when they are analyzing the data, they are not relying on one solo thing, right? They're saying that collectively we should start working. We have the metrics that is showing that it will work. And again, the stats that we are seeing, right? The stats that probably you'll share and we'll talk on that is it's
Mhm.
not the stats that they are looking and making a decision. It's not this easy. All these stats, goals created, chances missed, this is really the surface, right? When we analyze things on a different show, we can talk about it. They'll really go deep in that. They'll consider a lot of different variables, a lot of different analytics, and they will consider a certain criteria, and then they'll evaluate. Many people in the community, and I was laughing again yesterday, were looking down on these stats and were making fun of the owners and the analysts, uh, by saying that this data is not showing anything. They are not looking at this data. They are not looking at this data. I'll
Mhm.
tell you, when we can do a show particularly on this subject. They are not looking on the data on these few headlines and making decisions on that. If anything, they have already worked. They went into a deep dive when they hired Pochettino. So they already looked into a lot of things over there. So to make it shorter or for a layman to understand, they're probably seeing what they are seeing, what I understand. First of all, 6 games is still a very small sample size. So what they are seeing, that their research in March, April, before hiring Pochettino and all everything they looked into it, it's not matching what is happening right now. They believe it's something that is not showing the potential of the team, potential of the manager. And of course, after 6 games, who would think of sacking the manager, right? It would be, given that it's a whole new team, right? So that's my take, right?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for that. And Deborah is saying, Tony, I don't trust our present wingers that they can score. They can score and they can create loads of half chances. I hope it does change. You mean they cannot? I think that's a bit. That's a bit mixed up there. We aren't finishing third. Top eight is an achievement. Even I'll take top eight, but I think we'll do better than top eight. Hopefully, that's just what I think. Let's see what we have here. A process, a project. These words are just another way to excuse losses. One objective gaming. I don't see any excuses there. If you came into the season expecting us to be at Man City's level, then yeah, you're not being truthful to yourself. Performance in football, it's scoring goes in, winning games. That's the only metric, not relatedness. Okay, let's see. A team that plays well but narrowly loses most games gets relegated. Scoreline is what counts. I agree with the scoreline counts, and I think how close we've been in those games just shows. Yeah, we just need a bit tweaking here and there or consistency, and then yeah, we'll be all right. I'm not too concerned really. And I don't see us even battling relegation this season. It's not going to happen. Chelsea should go for Brentford forward a tourney. We'll see if they do that. It is the first time in 24 years that I've felt so disconnected. It's not just the losses. I've grown accustomed to losing uh, the latest years. Yeah, something is just wrong. Yeah, from last season to this season, and because we haven't started well, I think I wouldn't blame you to, you could say, become numb to the situation. But here's the thing I want to tell you. I think this season is different in so many ways. We made too many changes, and we're playing, you can say, as relatively well as we've been doing. And have we been clinical in front of goal, be truthful to yourself, the story would be different right now. It be the talk of the league would be how Pochettino is a genius. How he's been able to get us to be scoring that many goals, winning games, or drawing a few here and there. After all, after the Liverpool game, people were like, "Wow!" Especially some content creators. Yeah, I knew. Yeah, I watched that game. I knew we had problems, and I knew against low block teams we still struggle because we don't have the sort of players that will help us overcome you can say the difficulty of playing against low block teams. We have them, but it didn't seem to me as if the manager trusts them well enough. And that's the likes of say what you like about Nani Madhike. He will still help us deal with low block oppositions given the way he applies himself on the pitch. But that's by the way, we're moving from that. I think I totally understand how you feel. Morning to you too, Chelsea Blue. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, this is the time when fans have to show the love for the club and players. Think about a time when we together turned around this hard time. Players will love to be at Chelsea. Right now, fans' reputation also going down. Yeah, match going fans also. You don't help, and I think we should be cautious the way we turn against our team. That's especially true when you have the players we have aren't experienced that much. It will get to them because they're kids. Some of them still teenagers. If we start booing them, start saying all sorts of nonsense on social media, some of them cannot live without social media. So yes, they do see whatever you put out there, and that's why sometimes when it gets to them that much, you see them deactivating their account. I'm guessing again down to the advice they get from their, you can say, from their respective camps. So that shows you they do see it. They're teenagers. So part of their life is to, yeah, is spent on social media, reading what people say about them, and it can get to them. And they're not at the ages where you can say they should be able to deal with it. Their data is trash. Everyone with an with an eyeball in the game can see it. Let's stop with this mediocre excuses. Score goals and win games. It's that simple. No, it's not that simple. Like, you know it. You of all people, I've seen the way you talk about football. I'm quite sure you're not a newbie. You understand football very well to know these issues are very common when you're playing with an entirely new squad. That's just how I want to put it out to you. But I'm quite sure, again, your contributions make for, again, leads to one thinking intellectually or to come up with a sensible answer. So yeah, that's why we're here to have this sort of conversation. Score goals and win games is simple, and I'm saying again, it's not that simple really. We truly have dummies running our club. Wow. These owners want too much control on the football side. That's absolutely not the truth. That is not the truth. That is just what you think is going on. They will only get yes man managers. A Poch is realizing how hard they are to work with now. This now you're thinking for Poch, and I believe he's checking out. No, I don't think so. Have you listened for him talk about his relationship with the owners? 6 games is not a small sample size. The league is already gone, and top four is already slipping. EPL is so fast and time dependent. We are awful at this point. I think you say, do I think we're
Just to
awful?
just to
Uh,
tap in, I agree what he's saying, but again, we have to see the context. He's saying about the position and where we can finish, something like
mhm,
that. Of course, the title race is out of question. What I was saying is in the context of like, should we trust in the like Poch can turn it around? Should we seeing the 6 games and all this indications and all the variables and the injuries, etc., etc. Like
mhm.
it's not a thing to be concerned of, and we can still believe we'll turn it around. What this guy is saying is correct in his context, but it's about what I was saying was about like, will it work or not with Pochettino? So my perspective was different.
Yeah, and I agree. I also do agree with him that 6 games, again, given how many games in total you have to play in the league, 6 games isn't a small sample size, but those 6 games, it's not like we lost them all. We 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 didn't lose all those 6 games. So yeah, but I get it. You have every right to see it the way you want to see it, Coach. You have seen running right. Where are the points coming from? I'm going to tell you something I've said. Everybody that's brought that to my attention. Those games you think that we're going to get trash are actually the games we get good results from. Yeah, honestly, those guys. Just remember, I told you that. Coach, update on PS process project patience, Poch, and I'm adding a performance. Yeah, you go ahead. And for people giving me crap because I said that Chelsea is more than a club, to me, it's family. Um, it's family. Relegation, I will be there. Sunday League, I am playing. I would not abandon my brother neither. Wow. I think I like that comment. That's the spirit. But unfortunately, some people will come and tell you, yeah, Chelsea are done and dusted. And it sounds like they're saying, indirectly saying, if Chelsea gets relegated, they're done with the club. Chelsea are not going to get relegated. And Chelsea are not going to finish, again, they will end the season and you'll be disappointed because you've always thought we'll end the season relegated or maybe on 12th or 16th position. And the data did not pick out that our wingers cannot score. Our striker isn't good enough, and most of our players are injury prone. This is just a data fraud and propaganda at this point. You have every right to see it like that. Coach, deactivating social media accounts surely you're not referencing it to our ex-player. No, I think that's just not that. That's just one of many. Yeah, Mason Mount did it. And Jadon Sancho did it. Although he's not just a Chelsea player, that's just me letting you know. Some that's just tells you that the players they do pay attention to what the fans say and what the media say. So yeah, big up to you to King Mo. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. What's the duty of fans? Are they just to enjoy the success? You have no duty. Yeah, you don't have. I wouldn't say you have a duty as a fan. But yeah, let's just be specific. Fans, your duty is to support the club, and your duty is to whine if you want to, or maybe critique the club objectively. Your duty is also to suffer when the club suffers. It's as simple as that. But it's not specific. It's not. There's no pattern to it. Every fan behaves differently. If you get my point, we need to stick together and applaud the small improvements the team is showing. Yeah, we have to. Have I seen improvements? I'd say yes. I've seen progress. Progress in the sense the fact that the only thing we haven't done correctly is put away the chances. Do I think the manager? Do I think he's been perfect? I say no. There are things, some decisions he's made that I don't like. For instance, playing Chilwell in the left wing position. For instance, starting Raheem Sterling on a you can say or letting him stay on the pitch. You can say longer than he should when you could see in those times that he's actually just walking around or maybe tired. So, but still, I support my team and still find a way to you can say to add a positive spin to every situation by looking at it and see okay how can things change and by saying the truth that I've seen in my opinion that I've seen progress and that this team will come good and by being truthful by letting you know that, yeah, I didn't come into the season expecting us to play at the same level as Man City, Liverpool, even Newcastle United that I've mentioned 5 times now. That's because, yeah, they play as a unit, and at this point, we're not. So I expect to see disjointed displays here and there. I expect to see mix up in the midfield area, attacking area, defensive area, which sometimes could well some of those again instances I've mentioned could on some occasions lead to us conceding goals. And just like JC said, but I disagree with him in that aspect. Just like he said the other day that he expects us to be battered in some of the games we have coming up. But those are the games that I think actually we surprise a lot of people. We need to start focusing on finishing positions. Get the players side right this season, right team, etc. The results and positions take care of themselves that way. Good argument right there. And Constantine Dante, always nice to see you. Appreciate you joining. Chelsea should look for another coach to take over at Chelsea. Wow. No, I don't want that really. Let's see what else we have here. 6 matches, 14 points for big. I'm not sure. Do we even 14th position? You mean? Okay, I didn't see that right. But that's by the way. We'll move on. Let's start. Let's get into it. Let's look at this. I don't know how factual this is, and there's something else I want to see from Tobejo, but I think it's the truth. This says Pep Guardiola, Mikel Arteta, and club all had a rough start to life in the Premier League. Yeah, and I get it. Some people will say, yeah, but Poch, he was again, his experience the Premier League. I get it, but he's working with an entirely new squad, and that's a different thing altogether. Losses, defeats. Who's Pep's record in his first season is shocking. 2-0 away to Sports. 3-1 again lost to Chelsea. 4-2 is that 4-2 loss away to Leicester City. I think 1-0-1. Am I interpreting this correctly? I think I am. Jody, can you come in there? I'm sure. I think I am. A 3-1 loss versus Monaco. 4-0
yes,
loss
that's correct. Yep.
To Barcelona. So this is just here's the thing. I want you to come in there because here's the thing. I think we're not even close to these results actually. I think we've done far better given what we're seeing there. But you go ahead. And he also had 0 wins in 4 games from 8 matches in 2017 to 5th April 2017. Draws at home against Everton, Southampton, Middlesbrough, etc. Club played over 40 matches and won only 22 matches, whilst finishing 8th on the league. Arteta's Arsenal was losses games. I think Arteta's Arsenal was losses games back to back. And look at them now. I am still giving Poch time, according to the person who put out this tweet. I haven't given up on Poch, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't be highlighting where again the problems I'm observing, and I haven't at any time said I don't think Poch is the right man. But at this time into Graham Potter's tenure, I was questioning nearly everything he was doing at the time. But you go ahead, Jerry. Let's hear you.
So yeah, this is very interesting, right? And I think this is a very great data. First of all, it's so important, right? Again, like I have a very good friend who is so professional at these things. I'm like still like someone who's new. So the thing is that we see a lot of data and we make our mind, right, and we analyze things and we just look at some things on face value. So yeah, first of all, it's again I have to reiterate that the Chelsea fans had a model which was probably one of its kind under Roman. Why I have to say that? Because if we don't understand that, we cannot understand the data, because we have to take that model out of the mind. No one, Liverpool, City, United, Arsenal, anyone in the history had used that model, right? This is important for us to understand. So, of course, that model was good. Either you go back to Roman or have an owner like Roman, have the world best managers, win the league, or fired. Win the league, 1 or 2 year fired, have the best players in the world, and add 2 or 3 here and there. So that's a different model. That was never applied before in the history of football, and that for this period of time, and that was something rare. So if you see, having said that, because it's something important for me to say, most of the teams, right, either it's City, Liverpool, United, they go by this methodology or framework that they have a manager in place, and it really takes 2 3 4 years to go and win the league, or to be not to be competitive. You can be competitive very soon, but usually, as you see in Klopp and Pep, in the first year they were not competitive. In the first year they were not competitive. In Liverpool, it took 3 years for Liverpool to be competitive. And I'm not saying that we should wait for this long, right? I think we'll
Mhm.
do a lot better very quickly. But what I'm trying to say, even Klopp, Pep were the role models. Everyone worship them. Everyone accept them, right? So if you see, they also took time, right? And again, so it usually happens now, because see, and I try to understand, read everything, because I know what I'm saying, and I can even figure out some people would bring something else, right? So this is very easy for people to say, oh, look at Ange Postecoglou at Tottenham, 6 games, what, 4 wins, 2 draws, very small sample size, honeymoon period. So
And
this
they
is a
cannot be
very
make comparing us to Tottenham. They didn't make as many changes as we've made.
absolutely. And see, most of these, I'm not saying, maybe Postecoglou is a good coach, but the thing is, all these great results, we have also seen such teams like Tottenham or XYZ, or even a good team can have a new manager and it's a manager bounce. I have my doubts. I have already said that to a lot of people, that Tottenham would maintain this thing, right? There's no pressure over there. It's a team that is already very good, I would say. It was
Mhm.
underperforming in the later stage under Conte. So the thing is, you cannot say, oh, Ange Postecoglou came here and look how good Tottenham is doing. Again, Tottenham was well established and they added some key players, right? So coming back to this data about Pep and Klopp, so Klopp took a long time, right? And the thing is that, because by default, the DNA of Chelsea fans is, no, we have never in our life seen a manager having 6 games and winning one, right? Apart from Lampard, right, at the end of the season. So of course that makes it difficult for them to understand, to trust, to see the picture. But again, as Roger said, and we all know that, but Roger keeps on saying that, keeps on reminding us that this is a brand new team. And I was even sitting and analyzing with my father when I met him, and he was also telling me, look, you're forgetting this is a new team, right? He is also a very big fan, right? He was telling me, not just the new team, what about the players that left? 15, 20 players left. Give me a stat that 15, 20 players left in all these season players, experienced players, not even having, let's say, Mount or Kante or any player we can really rely on, right? We just, apart from Silva, all of the main players went away. It's not just we had new players, we didn't retain any player. And of course, we had to do that, right? But again, that will be another debate. We could have done something a little bit different. So, given that, and again, as I pointed out in the chat now, because I'm talking right now, so I can. When Pochettino was at Spurs in 2014, yeah, 2014-15 season, at Christmas, many Spurs fans wanted him to be sacked, because I don't remember, sorry, the exact position. They were probably 10th or 11th before Christmas, and he had won what, 3 or 4 games out of 3 to 5 games. Sorry, I have to look again to be very exact, but 3 to 5 games in his first 15-16 games at Spurs. So most Spurs fans want him to be out. The thing is, again, please understand that Pochettino has then proved, because the way he tries to develop the players, his structure and the philosophy and the way he makes his team set up, once they hit the ground running, it has been proven they have been very consistent. Right? Why I'm a big fan of Poch? Because I see games, not just Chelsea or Liverpool. I see many games. 2017 to 2019 period, I saw all of the Tottenham games, and I was like, wow! I cannot forget those 2 years, because I saw Tottenham in that period, and it was really good, right? So that's why we believe that Pochettino can do this. So, and again, when we talk about data, it's not just these stats. The data analysis also says the injuries. So many injuries, man. This is not an excuse. This is a reality. So many injuries. A new team, but at the start of the season, we have so many injuries. So this is my take. This is my understanding. This is my analysis, and that is why I'm still very positive. And I urge the Chelsea fans to relax and give Pochettino time, because he's a great coach. If you'll sack him, let's say in another next month or two, we'll never know, right? I'm sure he'll do great. I'm not saying he's the best manager in the world, but what options do we have right now, right? So let's give him some time. And of course, if it doesn't work, and I believe it will work, then of course he'll be gone anyhow. So let's be patient and really understand the facts that most of the people or myself who just put it in front of you. Please try to look at it in a realistic way, and you can agree or disagree, and just give it a little bit time. Support the team. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And if you're watching, please, if you're a moderator, keep reminding people to keep dropping the like on the stream. The likes to keep liking the stream. The likes do go a long way, so that I can talk less of it and concentrate on hosting the show. That comparison actually give me that deja vu vibes of when Potter compared himself to Mikel Arteta, but Poch hasn't done that. It's not comparing himself to anybody. He's just telling you, look at where I think the problem is. He's telling the players to grow up. I think he's doing the right job. He has to work with what he has. And I'm going to say this quickly. Even if you feel like the club hasn't signed, you can say, enough experienced players. Yeah, I think you should just look beyond that. Complain all you like right now. It doesn't change. There's no way to sign any experienced player right now, except if we can find any free agent. And I don't know if we'd still be able to register that particular player if we find one. But my point is, here's the thing: where we are, where we are right now, and where again, as strong as we are, we have the players we have right now. We can't change them. Do yourself a favor and start supporting your team and just try and come up. Okay, what do you think the solution will be? If you think we should go sign a strike in January, talk about it. But you can't keep going on and on and on and explaining how we've made mistake every day, the same thing. It's not good for your health. Honestly, I'm gonna let you know that. But as much as I'm not a doctor, I think I know that much. I'd give Poch 2 years at this point. It doesn't make sense. I'm not even talking about sacking, and I don't think the owners will even consider that. I think we're making progress. This is not a case of us playing very, very badly in all those games and they end up losing it. I have to be honest. Big up to you too, Eugene. I appreciate you joining. Let's see what else we have here. The EPL table is the real data in sample size. Goal for goal against and goal difference. We know football. We are not good enough, and let them stop brainwashing with it. Here's the thing. I don't care. I'll be honest with you. I only start hearing and talking about data once I come to the stream. I don't care about the data they're using. I'm looking at the team and saying, look at the areas where we have problems. So look at what I think the manager has done wrong so far. That's why I'm saying let's just move on and talk about our team. How can we? Let me ask you specifically, because I know you understand football. What can we do to get better with what we have? And I think you've mentioned it before. Correct me if I'm wrong. You did say something. Okay, you were just being hopeful. You just said hopefully they improve, and I think that will change with time. And Ken, I'm going to keep repeating myself. We're playing with an entirely new squad, and these things are very common. We've actually done better than I expected us to do. Also, I think if the board sticks with Poch to the end, I think Chelsea fans will be forced to be patient. Do you think what the fans think will move them? I don't think so. As long as they see progress, they're going to keep the man. And it hasn't gotten worse. But here's the thing. Let me just say something quickly about the match going fans. They were booing the team. But when the team need them the most to be vociferous, to keep, you could say, supporting them, to be as loud as possible, they don't. Even it looks like whenever our team concede, the fans start sulking first. The fans in the stadium start sulking even before the players start sulking, and that's an issue. And we've had that conversation here before. And I asked Roger, "Do you think who was it that I asked the question? Maybe we have legacy fans. Yeah, they haven't maybe learned how to be a supporter, a real supporter in the modern game." Most teams, you'd see the teams two goes down and they still be singing loud, they still be as loud as possible. You're the 12th man, which means if you're not performing, the team is one man down. I don't know. I'm not here to preach about the match going fans, but honestly, they disgust me in so many ways. And if any of them want to come at me, let them do that, and I'll let them know how I feel. I'm sure we're not the best team in England right now, but the truth remains the fans don't help. If Chelsea concede first, they start sulking even before the team starts sulking. Does that help? It doesn't. And you booing the team at the end of the game doesn't help. It doesn't. In a game, I'm not sure what to. I'm not here to preach about the fans. By the way, I have a feeling that everyone at the club using the situation from last season, and nobody cares seriously. They're just making money. They're not making anything a dime right now. They're not. Hi to you too, Tangerino. Always nice to see you. Appreciate you joining. When people came to City, when Pep came to City, he had Aguero, Silva, Yaya Toure, Stalin, etc., and still struggled. It was an almost a set team. Still, he struggled. So that's a delicious comment of the day. Let's try and be truthful to ourselves. The manager hasn't been perfect. Yeah, we didn't sign experienced players, and yeah, I was one of those calling. We should try and mix it up a bit more. Um, but that's not the end of the world. Yeah. Hit the like button, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have 26 likes, but we should be doing better than that. Let's go. There's no comparison. Every situation is different, especially ours. I think I agree with you. Constantin Dante, much love to you. Poch is not a great manager, but an average manager. What makes him great? Pep, Jose, and Carlo are great managers. Okay. If that's how you see it. Let's see. If we are more patient, then we're becoming more seriously. Here's the thing. Um, I don't think we're not serious. Everything that the owners have done shows they want to be strong. They want the team to be one of the best. Have they been? Have they all the decisions they've made? Have they been correct in all of them? I'd say no, absolutely no. They've made quite a few mistakes, but signs are everything they're doing. They mean well, whether you think they're doing it correctly or not. So they deserve to be given a chance. And they're not how many seasons into their ownership? This is the second season. I think they everything will be fine. Every fish smells bad from head. Some like Man United. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. 26 likes, people. Let's get the likes to 100 as soon as possible. Kachila, do you know uh, Chelsea's future after Bali and Fulham? I'm not sure whether I understand that question.
I
Do
think
you
he's
know?
saying Chelsea's fixtures, and I think we are not worried about that, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm not worried about how strong they are. The stronger the opposition, the better I think we do. You see, the Man Uniteds, the Arsenal's, those names, Brighton, those teams that don't sit deep. I'm not too concerned. Those are actually those run of games that you think we're going to get battered. Those are the run of games I think actually will get results, in my opinion. And Mr. Polito, way always nice to see you, brother. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's try and see if we can get to 100 by the time the show ends. One thing I heard is the owners are building a 100-point squad. That's laughable. It's only happened once in history, and Man City had 103, which means it can still happen again. But I know it can still happen again. That shows you they have ambition. Have they gone about it the correct way all the time? No, they've made mistakes, and I think it's a learning process for them. But I think they've done enough. We have a good enough squad, which needs time to gel. Where the data? Where's the data to tell them to get goal scorers? That would be part of it. I think somebody led them to believe that with Jackson alone we're okay. But I think we'll be fine. At least they mean well. They're making the effort. Have they been perfect? I say no. First, Poch should be allowed to make at least three signings of his in January. Yeah, I think I agree with you, but I think still there's no way we'd sign the checks with the players we signed so far without Poch okaying it. After all, we heard that it was Poch that told them if Ugarte is going to cost an arm and a leg, let's move on. If you remember that. But I agree. I like that comment right there. I am not sure that Poch wants Casado for 100 million. But at least he wants Casado. That's the point. And they want a 70K seater stadium, and they're gonna build that sooner than later. They're working on it. Let's see how staff and players are making money for himself. Maybe they are happy with wage that they have now. It's just shows them. Okay, let's see what else we have here. It's very worrying to see that your beloved team is far from good. Yeah, it's concerning. And if you truly love the club, if we're not producing results, it's always, yeah, it's only natural that you're concerned. But the truth remains, what I advise people is look at the situation objectively and not just find someone to blame. Say maybe the problem, as much as the problem is Chilwell playing in the left wing back position, in the left wing position. As much as I didn't like that, I can't just say that's the reason why we didn't beat West Ham, we didn't beat Nottingham Forest and all of that. Or maybe what's his name? Levi Cowell playing in the left back position. Yeah, that's the reason why we didn't beat Nottingham Forest. And no, I can't do that. If I'm being truthful to myself, I will still remember we created enough chances. We created good enough chances. I know maybe we need to create twice as that. That had we been clinical in front of goal, the story would be different. So you have to learn to look at things objectively. Unfortunately, all many of us don't do that. And unfortunately, that's driven up by content creators who push whatever kind of their opinions and shove it up the throat of their respective of their followers. I like these owners of Chelsea. I know by January they will get an expensive striker and a creative midfielder. I know they will come good. Honestly, we legit has one of the best owners of football. I get it; they've made mistakes, but given if you're going to look at, you can say their intent. We're lucky, and we will get that. It's not all doom and gloom at this point. I'm talking about everyone in the club except owners. Let's see. For It's not as good as Tuku. Let's see what else we have here. Kachila, I remember your take on Potter. We were lucky not to go down. Yeah, my take on Potter. I've always said, here's the thing: if you paid attention, go ask anybody. I actually got into a fight on Twitter. Then I'm on the fence. I don't trust him that much. Given for so many reasons I don't want to get into right now. But thank you for reminding me that Chelsea to get back to the position. Okay, a manager needed to play players in their position. Okay, enough of Joe Shields negotiate nepotistic. Wow. Enough of Joe Shields nepotistic signings. I think you could say that, given where we signed players from. Poch needs to go back to the basics of play players in their preferred roles and be ruthless with these children, just like Joseph was. You can say Joseph was when he had Oscar, when he called them kids. And didn't say they were going to achieve anything that particular season, but next season, maybe. Good morning to you too, Christian Norton. I appreciate you joining. Let's smash those like people. Let's try and get it to 100 as soon as possible. We can get some hamstring equipment. Okay, the name of the process is that it gets better, not worse. The point is that the players don't have a winning mentality. Yeah, it takes getting some winning to develop winning mentality. It's as simple as that. And something Adebayo said yesterday that I agree with. The more the losses, the more difficult it is to get a win. And I did say that quite a lot under underground Potter. But I think we're lucky we don't have European assignments. I think that will go a long way. And I think we'll have games in between. We'll get wins here and there. I think the result will be mixed until we'll start playing as a unit and strong enough. Chelsea fans match going are one of the worst. Yep, our match going fans, they disgust me. They're booing 19-year-old, 20-year-old players. It's fair to boo the experienced players not getting a result. Unfortunately, I think we have legacy fans, and that's an issue. I always on the job looking that I am going to do less and less for money. Yeah, that's an issue. Sterling is more effective on the left. But Poch playing him on the right, it seems Poch is allergic to playing players in their natural positions. I'm okay.
Sorry to for that because of Mudryk. Mudryk will play at that position, so
Yeah,
that
and
is
for
the
me,
primary reason.
Modric in the last two games, I'm seeing good signs. Yeah, go ahead if you want to. Okay, you said it already. I
No, I
am
was just
okay. Mhm.
answering the message that why he's playing Sterling at the right because Mudryk will be that's the place that Mudryk will use on the left. So Sterling has to
Mhm.
play on the other side.
Yep, and Constantine Dante is saying he's okay as long as Poch does what he was brought to do. Play young stars. Yes, if it's really a project, yeah, give them time. Start playing them. That will give them confidence, and believe me, they'll start doing well. I think I agree with you on that one. It doesn't matter win, lose, draw. It doesn't matter now. It's a build for the future, and it has to start now. Because if these guys don't play, yeah, they're not gonna get the experience to be ready. 4 Premier League wins in the last 24 games. Okay, you feel like we are what you said we are there. So I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom, and I'll get back again to you in a bit. Let me see what else we have here. Chile will be left wing tomorrow. I don't think he probably plays tomorrow. Give me 1 second. Let me take care of something. All right. Let's see. We need um we need a goal scorers and an attacking forward. I think I agree with you. What I don't like is when Poch says one thing and does other things that don't match to what he was brought to do. I think I agree with you. My only question is if we all agree that creating clear-cut chances and goals was the main issue. We've done enough to address it. I think we need to create even more. As much as I agree, we've had a good enough chances to do better than we've done in some of those games. I think we need to create even more because the more chances you create, the more the opportunity you have to score goals. In my opinion, Mitchie boy, big up. Nice to see you coming back. I appreciate you. You know what to do. When I get to it, I'll talk about it. Let's see what else we have here. Here's Mitchie. He shared the link to his YouTube channel. Show tonight. He has a show tonight. Please go check it out. Be sure to join him when he goes live. If I have time, I will try the best I can to join. Chilwell, Kowa, Starling, Gallagher, Enzo all playing out of position. It's not only because of Mudryk. Let's see, Mihailo Mudryk is averaging 2.6 key passes per 90 minutes, while Ben Chilwell is averaging a 2.31. Enzo Fernandez 1.93 and Raheem Sterling 1.5. Eye tests don't really say everything. Does anyone agree if Mourinho is in or Zidane, Heston, those guys will not take this job right now. They will not. Zidane will not. Even Pep will not. If you like, let's just try and be truthful to ourselves. But that's by the way we move on. Let's start addressing the items we have lined up here. And this one here, I think we've looked at this one. I don't know if you have anything to add to this. I don't think it's necessary. Did I open anything new? And one news item before we start looking at the numbers here. This one is saying Chelsea are considering a January move for Ivan Toney. They also admire. They are also admirers of Napoli striker Victor Osimhen. I'm not sure what to make of that. January is still a long way, and do I believe it? I'll just say everything comes down to the strikers we have right now. How well again they perform before January. All right, let's look at this now. If you're still there, Jerry, let's look at those games we've lost. We played. Where do I start from? Let's go back again. For a cup. That's one of them. Okay, what are the games I'm looking for? The Premier League games. Give me 1 second here. It starts from the Liverpool game. Okay, there you go. We lost this one against West Ham United. So Jerry, are you there? Let's look at the numbers and see. You can say what could have been. Let's see just quickly, just the statistics here. Forget about ball possession. It doesn't really matter. I get it. They didn't touch the ball that much. XG is 2.49. Total shots are 17 shots. Big chances 1, and they had 2 big chances. And big chances missed. We missed 1 big chance, and then missed none. So let's hear you. What do you make of this one, Jerry Z? The loss against West Ham United.
If we just see this stat, it like we created less chances, right? And the expected goals do show that it's like 2.49. But if you see the big chances, that is more critical metric. It's only 1.
So the created chances, we created just 1.
Yes. But if you see the overall game, right, again, it doesn't reflect everything. This stat, you have to take the game as a whole. The thing is that we were in control of that game most of the time, right? The first half was very nice. And after considering the first goal again, we were mostly in control. We created a lot of chances. Why most of the big chances is one, right? Big chances is I cannot recall which this big chance would be, right? Because there were so many
Mm-hmm.
chances. So big chances, of course, there's a metric. It defines like what could create a chance that should go like 93.4 something. This is what the football analytics says. Something 93.4% of the times it comes into big chances. But it doesn't mean that we only created one chance. We created a lot of chances, right? Total shots is 17. And I don't know if it's saying shots on target or off target. It's not showing in the stat. So we did create a lot of chances. Many people look at the data, they see big chances or shots on target. Shots on target is not creating chances. Even shots off target is creating chances, right? So the audience should be aware of that. It's not only the shots on target are the chances that have been created. So we had total shots is 17, which would probably include both on and off target, right? So, but if we see and analyze the game, right, we were really good. No one would disagree. After conceding from the corner, that Conor Gallagher was totally
So we had 9 shots off target, 4 shots on target, and they
9 shots
had
off target. Yeah,
they
this
had
is
more shots on target too. They had more shots on target. We had 4 shots on target. They had 6 on target.
that is
Um,
correct.
yeah. So
That is correct.
shots off target 9. So we were wasteful
We were
actually.
wasteful. Yeah,
We were
this stat
wasteful.
over
But you
here,
go
which you're
ahead.
saying,
Shots inside the box 11 for us and 7 for them. Shots outside the box 6 for us, 5 for them. But those, more importantly, I think we were wasteful from giving the stats. So
so
you go
it is
ahead.
only showing that yeah, we were not clinical. We were wasteful. We did create a lot of chances, but their
Mhm.
chances were more dangerous. That they were more on target, right? But this is again, this is just one thing to look at it. It doesn't say like Chelsea were playing bad, but Chelsea as a whole, defense, midfield, attack, possession, they were trying to create. In the final third, they had less opportunities. Their passes from the side, penetration from the middle, or in the box. That is where this heat map picks up these stats. Over there, we
Mhm.
didn't have enough chances. We didn't have enough penetration. We didn't create anything. But if we see the game, it's always like from in the middle of the park, right, up till the final third. So over there, we were good. You know what I'm trying to say? What people are looking at it basically just before the final move, the final pass, the final execution, the game against West Ham and also Liverpool, we were really playing good, right? And in the second half, we did drop after conceding the second goal. It was, by mistake in the last 20, 30 minutes. We were not
Mhm.
really good. So again, to round it up, right? So again, there were, even though it was a 3-1 loss, but 3 goals that West Ham scored were two. One was penalty, one was from corner, right? And there was one mistake of Levy Cowell and Disasi, I believe, in the middle of the park, where he missed the ball, and the West Ham took the opportunity to attack on the counter. So
Mhm.
overall, if you see the game, there are few variables here and there. The performance is like, so it's such a gray area, such a fine line that we could easily have won this game 3-1. Enzo missed the penalty in this game, right? And so
Yeah,
so
he did. Yeah.
so there are so many factors, right? If you see, we can the
But here's the thing. I
people.
think right now, looking at the numbers, looking at the fact that we were how wasteful we were, you can say, and the fact they missed 2 big chances, we missed one. You can argue the most we could have gotten from this game was a draw.
Okay, if we look at these numbers, yes, you can say that, right? You can
Hmm.
say that. But, but
Hmm.
but but the thing is that we are not clinical in front of the goal, and this is the norm. If you go and look at other games from the first game till the fifth game, this is the norm. This is something that is being repeated time in and time out. And this is the only variable or the only metric. I know this is the most important metric, right? People would say the most important thing is we have 5 points, I have only one win, right? But see, this could change. This could change in the training, this could change it with confidence, this could change with momentum, this could change with luck. So we also have to agree with that, right?
Yeah, I do agree with you. It could change. That's why I'm saying people are complaining, pointing fingers and all that, calling for the manager to be fired. But it's not been all doom and gloom.
And this is
We've
the
been,
only game where
yeah,
where our opponent scored 3 goals. No one
yeah,
else scored more than a
and
goal, right?
it's just who I am. I just can't say we've been playing very well. Why we've not been winning games? I don't think it makes sense to say we've been playing very well if we haven't been winning games. But I prefer to say I'm seeing progress. Yeah,
No,
but
again, let me be clear. I never said that we've been playing very well. What
no,
I'm
I
just
didn't
saying
say
is
you
we are.
said that. I'm just saying in general that's what you see out there. Some people you see some people say we've been playing very, very well.
No, 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 not
I
very,
don't.
very well. We are
Mhm.
playing. We are playing much better than what is the 14th place is showing. It's not a 14th place team's performance.
No,
That's what
it's
I'm.
yeah. You could say that. So did we not qualify for the new Champions League? Chelsea, Real Madrid, and Man City. No. I think you're talking about the Club World Cup. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way from Lavia. From Lavia, Casade and Andres Santos. I'm not sure what to make of that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. If Pochettino is sacked, who do you want at Chelsea to appoint? Question for the panel. I don't want anybody
The only
to.
manager right now
Yeah, and I don't
is,
think it makes sense to
is
actually talk
Hansi
about
Flick. I
this right
would say.
now.
I would just say I know he got fired from Germany job and he was doing terrible.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying the only manager right now who we can consider is Hansi Flick. People are talking about Zidane. Zidane was working with a designer Real Madrid team. It was
does
like
it make
a
sense? It doesn't make sense. It
he
wouldn't make
never
sense to
worked with
do
young
that.
players and he never even worked. It was a full of superstar Glatico, right? So
Yeah.
we don't even know what Zidane can do with this player, right? And so the only coach which I also admire is Hansi Flick. The work he did at Bayern, if we don't take out the work at Germany for some reason, the work at Bayern that 2019 to 2018 to, yeah, from Christmas 2018 to 2020 when he won the Champions League and the treble, they're one of the best sides I've seen. So Hansi Flick is a great coach, but again, why should we sack Poch and get him, right? If we'll start again, we really need a big reason to sack Poch, and we don't have it
Here's
right
the
now.
thing: it doesn't make any. It wouldn't make any sort of sense. Why, if you sack him, any manager that comes in now, just like Rodrigo said yesterday, we'll be starting up afresh, and that compounds the situation. And sorry, the owners are not going to even consider that right now, because yeah, the team has. You can say the progress is again. If you're telling yourself the truth, I think they're making progress, given that the fact that we're playing. We have an entirely new squad. Your choice is Alonso. Alonso is not a bad shot, but I don't think it's something that the club will be looking at right now. Ivan Toney would choose Arsenal over us. Shocking. He's open. Again, he's never hidden his love for Arsenal. He actually said he's a Liverpool fan and he likes Arsenal. So if you were here a few days ago when we talked about it, when I said, yeah, us getting the opportunity to sign him comes down to whether Arsenal are serious about signing him or whether Liverpool wants him. So yeah, we're third in line actually. So I know that. So he says they will pay him a more and have you can say a squad competing now. Yeah. That's Lavia is a very good young player for his age. Can't wait for him to be fit. So is Palmer if played also played correctly. And I don't know why Palmer isn't starting game. He's more creative than a lot of the players we have available right now. Look at him when he came on under a few minutes. And if you check my YouTube shots on predicted lineup or preferred lineup, to be honest, yeah, I selected him. And I argued Enzo should start in a deeper position and be as effective as he can be. Palmer in the 10 role right now, honestly, I think he'll get the job done for us. He has good vision and he's not, again, he reads the game so well and knows when to spread change the ball from one position to the other. But let's see what the manager does. It's not up to me, honestly. Ivan Toney not coming to us. I doubt it. Why would he? He should be a win now player. Just like I argued at the time that, yeah, I don't see Harry Kane coming to Chelsea because, yeah, we're not that team at the moment. Yes, it would change when the coach makes the changes. Yeah, I think he has to be careful too. I don't want the fans to turn on him. Bali has made our club unbearable to watch. Was than in 25 years. So you're saying it's all his fault? His fault. I'm not a Bali's lawyer by any stretch of imagination, but the fact remains everything started with politics. Coach, those who boarded the punch out bus knows that a performance with players missing their chances. We know that we are punch out because of lineup sub tactics, hopeful press conferences and all that. Contender FC Okay, you could go with that. I'm not on that bus. I'm not even at the bus stop yet. I'm not even. I haven't even left my couch. I'm still looking at the situation. If that makes sense. We've been playing progressively worse every game. Do I think we've regressed? I say yes, a bit, but I think we'll get better. Let's see what else we have here, Coach. What are you talking about? You're not even inside the bus, not even at the bus stop. I haven't even left my couch yet. I'm still sitting on my couch, and you're saying like you know each of the passengers inside. I think I know if you are no content creators who are actually have big roles in the bus again in the bus already. Big up Kachila, big up chat, and I hope you're doing well, JC. I appreciate you joining. So let's move on. Let's look at the other game. Which one? The other loss. Which one of them is that? Which one? Which one? Which one? Let me go. I think I have to go next to find the next game we lost.
Nottingham
And
Forest.
it's this one, Nottingham Forest. So let's look at the statistics also and see what it tells us. So we agree that again, the one against West Ham United, at most, again, the it would have could have ended in a draw. So for this one, let's go down again to the statistics here. Let's open up everything. Yeah, but possession, we don't care that much. XC 2.30, there's 0.76. Total shots, 21 shots in total. They had 7 shots, big chances. Yeah, 3 to theirs, 2 big chances missed. We missed 3 big chances, and they missed 1. So let's go. Shots off target, 6 shots off target, 4 shots off target, shots on target, 2 and 3 of theirs. To me, yeah. What do you make of this one?
So, coach,
Let's
if you
hear you.
see from the West Ham game, right, that is how you
Mhm.
do. This is a much improved stat. Against, see, this is the thing. If you see the stat, if you see the chances, the opportunities, the XG, the goal, shots on goals, chances created, the chances missed, and the shots on target, they are all better.
Mhm.
All of these metrics, if I'm not wrong, with what I recall from the one you showed
Yeah,
me before,
they're much improved. Yeah,
much
more
improved, much
chances.
improved. But the
Yeah, more
performance,
chances,
what is
more big
performance,
chances
coach?
created,
This is
more
all
shots
about,
on target. Yeah, go ahead.
this is this stat is all about the most of the stats we are talking about is about the goal chances created, right? So this was better, but the overall performance against Nottingham Forest was not better than West Ham. This is what I'm trying to say, from the defense to the
There's an
midfield, from the,
improvement here.
yeah. So this is
But you could argue
that is why
that's down to, as much as we agree, the stats here show improvement. The
this
fact
stats
remains
clearly
that
showed the
West
improvement.
Ham is a better team
Yeah.
than Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, again, then we can take it. There's so many ways to look at it, right? But it showed a progress. But the overall play, the midfield play was not better than the West Ham game, right? So again, the stats, we have to be knowledgeable enough. We have to understand how we look at these stats. If you see the game on top of your head, just for a minute, right? The first half of West Ham was very good, I would say. Everyone agreed with that. But the game overall with Nottingham Forest was lackluster, right? And the game against Bournemouth was even more lackluster. And then again, the game against Villa, we'll see that was a much improved game. So again, the key stats, yes, it clearly shows that the performance, it was much improved performance. And as you can see, what is the common thing, right? What is the one common thing? We are missing a lot of chances, coach. This is the one thing that is happening again and again, and we have to rectify that. We are missing chances. Again, many people are saying we're not creating chances. We are creating enough chances to score at least 1 or 2 goals, if not more, right? The chances we have created, nowhere it is like in the last 3 games, we have not scored a single goal, right? So as Roger was saying, that we are talking about players playing out of position, this is the least important thing right now. This is not impacting us, or this is not the reason why we are not scoring goals. Yes, it can improve further. It can enhance the play. It can enhance the chances created. But what we have done so far, everyone, analyzed the top pundits, right? The top, not the content creators, the top people in the media, they all agree that the team is performing better. No, not a single person I've seen who is criticizing Pochettino in the mainstream. They all are saying that Pochettino is doing what he can. The overall coaching is Fine. Of course, they are questioning Enzo at 10 and uh, uh, Chile as a left wing and all these things. But overall, the thing is that it's not as bad as we see. At the end of the day, I remember when I was a kid and I was supporting Argentina in the World Cup, and I was like, "What a great performance!" My dad was telling me it was a great performance, but they were not clinical. That's why they lose. I was saying it was unfair. Why did Argentina lose? I don't remember many years ago.
All right, let me give those in the chat the microphone. We'll come back again. So we see there is saying a Coachella, a CFC are using the binary computing model for data processing. That is the main problem. Quantum computing model show that CFC are in trouble. Just go back to work. Rain, always nice to see you, Rain. Appreciate you joining. Let's see what else we have here. Anything else? It says Coach Bali made too much drastic changes with caution. Without caution, you think maybe, I don't know. I'm not. That's not where we're at right now. I've moved on beyond that. My concern is how are we going to get better. Data FC 2030. Rain, appreciate you joining. Let's see what else we have here. Kachila, I always say data is what people hold on to for swimming in football waters when they cannot figure out the cause of trouble. Okay, let's see anything else to address here before I move on to next. And we have some tricky tapping incoming. Let's see it happen. Crucial. Let's see. That's club. A Club World Cup. I did say that. Yep, not Champions League. City created the two big chances against Forest, and they scored both. Which means, which brings us back to the main argument: we're not being clinical. Had we been clinical, we'd be better off than we are right now. So let's see what else we have here, Jerry Z. Why not in chat anymore? I like him on the panel. Do you prefer him in the chat so that you guys can start talking about chat GPT and stuff? Those stats are very misleading. I'm not saying it's perfect, no, but it tells you a lot. I know it can be misleading. No, we're just
I think I prefer myself to be organic over here.
Yeah, and Jerry Z is organic on the panel. We are losing games to teams we shouldn't be losing game to. That's just on paper. If you follow football long enough, you know that you just simply cannot script this game. It's not one on paper. It's played over 90 minutes, and we have issues, which means these teams you think we can beat easily. No, we don't have. You can say game changers, individuals who are capable of taking the bull by the horn, or you can say pulling the rabbit out of the hat and helping us beat.
Coach, I don't like to.
Just
I
one
don't
second.
like to tap in.
Beat, one second, Jerry. See, and beat teams that defend deep. We have kids who are capable of, you could say, being more effective than the more experienced players, such as Nani Madueke. They can do better than Raheem Sterling against low block teams because he's a better dribbler. But that's just my opinion. Go ahead,
Sorry, I'm really apologize.
Briefly,
so
that
I,
we can catch up. Yeah,
I
go
don't
ahead.
really like to interfere or cut in the middle, right? This is not my way. Sometimes I have to do it if I see a really important point. So the guy who put this thing that these stats are misleading, fine, everyone has their own take, and we are losing games to teams we shouldn't be losing to. How are these stats going to help us when we are getting slapped up by Arsenal? So say he's saying one thing, and on basis of these stats, how is he saying we are going to be slapped up by Arsenal, right? What data does he has to indicate that? Because we are not defeating teams who are probably are in the mid-table or in the low table, right? This is no way to say that we'll be slapped by Arsenal. Again, he's using the same thing, what he's saying, and then putting it out that we'll be slapped by Arsenal. And many people, right? This is a common thing, right? People are thinking, just to make it really short, and it will be interesting, right? And I and you will both agree, and I think we'll do really good against these teams. Let's see. No one is trying to put anyone down over here, but the thing is, people are taking it for granted that the games against Arsenal, Spurs, United will lose, and we'll be not only lose, right? We'll be like, again, I don't have to talk or take any name, but people are saying we'll lose 7-1 tomorrow against Brighton. We'll be like lose 5-0 against Arsenal. So this is amazing. Like, this is totally ridiculous. And again, just to make it short, of course, we'll talk about the Brighton game tomorrow. Just one thing. After Liverpool game, we never played any team that plays high line. And Liverpool was very good, right? So we played every team that play low block or mostly low block, right? And tomorrow will be the first time after Liverpool's game that we'll play a team that plays high line. It will be really interesting. Let's see.
it'll be interesting. Let's see how that pans out. Jerry, see, they're asking if you cannot be in the chat and on the panel at the same time. They want to hear you. Yeah, too good for us. No more chat, folks. No, now, panelists, Katila, what would you tap in on when we have semi issues in 7 games with gap of 7 days, same team, same system, same players, same comic plays. The only thing that changed confidence. Poch sleeping. I don't know. I'm not sure what to make of this particular comment, but it looks like you've changed your stance. I think you've gone from this team will come good from it needs time to maybe you're on the boss already. Jerry starts watching cricket, starts watching every game. But my advice is in football, don't rely on stats already. Or baseball. Hello to you too, Kim. So I appreciate you joining. If I'm making stuff off, then let's come back on this stream after we play Arsenal, bro. I'm not saying you're making stuff off. I'm just saying here's the thing. You don't take it personal, bro. My argument is that those games you think we're gonna suffer, those are the games Coachella thinks we're gonna do better. I'm not saying you're making stuff up. And here's the thing: it's my opinion. It's not. It's your opinion. As long as whatever we're saying, we're not backing up by anything that you can say that confirms it's factual. Yeah, all opinion. Your opinion, my opinion, and that's why we're here to have this conversation. I hope you're not taking anything personal there. This season is over. Kim, so thanks. Let's see what else we have here. Brighton with demolish meet Chelsea. Okay, it's tomorrow. No, it's not like it's a week from now. To be honest, I blamed Brad Pitt, who showed the Moneyball movie to Polly. We should have paid for a ruthless striker Osimhen at all costs and replacing Kunku with the top creator. We focus too much on long-term objectives without considering short-term and medium objectives. Here's the thing: I think probably they considered that, and that's why if you look at some of the players they signed. But here's what I want to let you know is this: so you're saying every time. Every time we have an issue, okay, not bad news. Every time we have an issue, we should go out and get a replacement, and then end up in a year or two have a pile of the so-called what's the language we use for them, deadwoods. No, I don't think we should do that. We should wait. Here's the thing: this period shall pass. It shall pass. I know a lot of us we deal with situations differently. For me, I'm good because I didn't come into the season expecting us to be to play at Man City or Liverpool level. I didn't do that. Good to you. Good day to you too. The panic bus driver is here. Yep, Rodrigo dropped the key. You go with it. Pick up passengers as many as you can. Let's see, Coach. By do better, you mean draw, right? Because this team cannot win. It seems that's the case until proven otherwise. It seems what you said is the case right now. Why are people talking about Moneyball lately? JC will explain to you. Yeah, nothing personal, of course. It's just conversation and much love to you. Yep. But a striker that takes half chances will be so good in the team. Yeah, we don't need scientists to tell us that. It's just that I don't see Poch doing anything to mix up things. He's not making it easy to support him. Does he think he is going to have a run of a result as Brad Pitt? Wow, I think he would do well. And I think he will mix it up. He's starting to mix it up, actually, in my opinion. Hansi Flick no. Hansi Flick will struggle with this team, especially him that doesn't know how to be pragmatic, in my opinion. Here's an interesting stat. If we count last 38 games, the CFC will be relegated. Okay, which means again, but does it make sense to count our performances last season with this season? No, we have a clean slate to start, and we have every right to critique the manager. Of course, if we're doing it objectively, that will go a long way. Yeah, Rodrigo dropped the key to the panic bus. He said he doesn't want to drive it anymore. He's all for the process. So you're alone. JC, didn't take you longer to come around. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. Every time we have a problem, we have always had goal scoring problems. We did not shop well in attack. I think you could agree to that. Unless we change strategies from FC. I'm not reading that. Just go away. Oh my goodness. So let's move on. One more game that will show us whether we regress or actually we made progress. And that would be what game was that against West Ham United. That's a game we should look at. No need to look at that draw there. So let's go to the statistics quickly. Down here. No, that's not here. So Jazzy, he's listened, he's joined you in the chat. So this is this again. I don't value possession that much. In this case, I think pretty even, honestly. 53 to 47. XG is 1.33 to 1.07. Not that bad. Big chances created three. They created one big chance. Yeah, and big chances missed. We missed three. They missed one. Okay, let's see more stats here. How many shots in total? 10 shots in total, and they had 15 shots. Yeah. Shots off target 2, shots off target 3, shots on target 7 of theirs, and shots on target of us 4. So you could say this one, I get it. As I've heard a lot of people say we played well, especially during.
Coach,
I'm not too sure what to make of. I think
Coach,
this
you are
one.
mixing it up. Like that again, when we analyze things, we have to keep something common. What we are trying to see. You
So
are
you go
comparing
ahead.
Chelsea's performance to Aston Villa's performance. This would be another debate, right? This, what we are seeing is our performance from Liverpool, West Ham. What was the game? Nottingham Forest, and then Aston Villa, right? We are seeing the stats on the different metrics, so they are improving. Chelsea, compared to their Chelsea's previous performance, is improving game by game by game. Of course, if we see Chelsea
Did
to
we improve from the last game, last game we lost? We're looking at to this one. Did we improve really?
again, a lot of things would come again into context. See, a lot of stats did improve.
Created less chances, and this. Go ahead.
Some
Go
of the
ahead.
stats did not improve, but we also got a red card. Again, see, when we analyze, we have to see something. We got a red card from 68 minutes. In the last 30 minutes, the opportunities that Aston Villa created, we have to take that into consideration. But if we only see our performance, you see, we created a total 10 shots and big chances 3. See the key stat, big chances. I'll try to look and take this thing back. Big chances is defined in football. It's a 93.4. I have to confirm that percent chance according to the analytics that the team will score. So we miss, and I'm sure 2 of them were 1v1 with Emi Martinez, right? So thing is that we could have also won this game 4-1. They could have won this game 4-1. We could have won this game 4-1. Again and again and again.
So your point is that it could have gone either way.
We are creating enough chances. We are not scoring the goal. We are not clinical. We are not even scoring a single goal. It's not that we have so many issues that we have to figure out, oh my God, what we have to do. We are not able to defend. We cannot keep possession. We cannot pass. We cannot maintain a structure, a pattern of play in movement. This is all coming. You see that this is developing, right? And even though we don't have the same players, injuries in and out, this is also being taken into analytics, right? So that is why I'm saying we'll do really good. We have a big, huge potential that is untapped, right? So we'll never know, right? I could be wrong as well, right? But given all the things that we have, the potential of Chelsea players and Pochettino, of course, the only criticism, just to wind it up, of Poch was when he was signing for Chelsea, was that he cannot win the league or he cannot win the big one. No one questioned that he's not good enough for a top 4 or a top 3, right? Because he has done it many times in the past. So based on that, if Poch can win the league in the next 3 years, I don't know. Or anyone can, I don't know. But he'll do really good, right? He'll do really good. It's not this bad. This overall thing is, in my honest analysis or observation, is really not reflecting at all. And I do believe if the owners really see that way, the things will only improve, in my opinion. It will not go bad from here. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. And Debo is saying, who does Poch prioritize between Gallagher and Enzo? That choice has to be made. Enzo is not an AM. I think you just said something I've been trying to say 1,000 years, but maybe haven't found the good way, again, the most effective way to say it. I think it makes sense. Enzo is not an attacking midfielder. He's a deep lying playmaker. I think that's the delicious comment of the day for me. One of the, I think I've confirmed that on one of the comments already. So this is one of the delicious comments of the day. And Enzo, again, he needs to see more of the pitch. I get it. The argument would be that, but he has the independence or the freedom to be whatever he wants to be on the pitch. But the starting point is still an issue. The closer he starts to the final thought, the less effective he'd be, especially if the teams that defend deep. Here's the thing. I get it. He will still be effective, but not as effective as he'd be if he starts in a deeper position. But that's just my opinion. I think I'd rather Gallagher playing the 10 role. He carries more goal threat right now than Enzo, in my opinion. But let's see what the manager does next. Maybe he figures that out instead of playing Enzo in the position he's played him so far and then end up taking him off in the second half. Data. That's all I'm hearing. Wow, football has changed. What's happened? I think data, if you can use it effectively, it can help. Yeah, that is something. Here's the thing: even when you're not used to hearing data, it's been in use for a long time now. Because before you sign a striker, you probably know how effective they are at putting away chances and how many times they've missed chances. It's still data. And before you sign a midfielder, you still know, even in the 1920s, you still know whether he's a good dribbler, whether he's good at creating chances. That's still data. Even though you're not calling it data at the time. I think we're just making a force out of it because, because there's a name to it right now. And football has actually gone scientific, in my opinion. But I get where you're coming from. Hansi Flick is not coming in. The Poch isn't going anywhere. So I'm going to advise you to get used to it. Jackson does everything but score, which gives me hope. Which means the goals will come with time and maybe create more that will lead to him scoring goals. Jackson Senegalese, Danny Welbeck. Wow. They are killing us with data. Even Poch is sucked into it. We used to be going after the sporting directors and not Poch or the owners. Why not just use a 4-2-2, a 4-4-2, so to speak? Why not use a 4-4-2 a 4-4-2 diamond? Yeah, that's a difference. A 4-4-2 diamond against a forearm. Unleash Jackson in Broya, two strikers. And increase our chances of scoring goals. I think I agree with you. In my opinion, that will probably make a difference. Let's see if he does that. My issue is we earned walking. Try something different. Also, seeing in all matches, Poch plan B is usually panic, a serious concern. If he can turn this around, he's looking overwhelmed, not sure anymore. At this point, in my opinion, but you're entitled to yours, I don't think he's looking overwhelmed. I think the issues is just we haven't clicked as a unit yet. The City with red card win
Coach,
a chance. Yeah.
the issue is you are not clinical. As I said it before, I'm gonna sing this song over and
Mm.
over again. As long as you're not clinical, you're going to lose games or you're going to concede goals. Either of those two. So against Aston Villa, we had so many chances. Some of them were clear, some of them were not clear, but we could score
Mm.
them. And then they had their chances, yes, but they scored one of their chances. So at the end of the day, Pochettino can coach them, but if the players can score them, unfortunately, you can win games. JDC, how are you?
Yeah. I appreciate you coming on to add that aspect to the discussion.
I'm
Pochettino's
good, mate.
play. Yeah,
Thank you. How
yeah.
are you doing?
Yeah,
I'm good,
Tabeho,
sir.
nice to see you, brother. I'm gonna again. I don't know how possible I can add your information very soon, but I will try and add it maybe after the show. Pochettino playing players out of their natural position is one of the reasons why we cannot. I don't think so because we just put away the chances we score. Do I like him doing that? No, especially to young players, it doesn't help. I think, yeah, as Tabeho just mentioned, we've not been clinical. Had we been scoring goals, I think the discussion would be different. Players need to do 1v1 drills. If you have to be capable of it in the first place. Unfortunately, I can't be reading everything right now. We don't have too much time. Good afternoon, Coach. Afternoon to you. We're not playing bad, but cannot score and playing players on wrong positions. If we go this way, the whole season, we can play Millwall next season. Starling is a huge problem in that forward line, but Poch won't drop him or sub him ever. No changes. I think he'll keep playing him. His experience is what the manager it's a banks on the most. Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley came from Brighton, and he will end up saving his job by Poch. I'm not sure what to make of that. Let's see what else we have here. Your VAR room is looking so much like a church today. Okay. Thank you for saying that. You will not score while having a striker with a tunnel vision. That is always hasty and lacks positional awareness in the box. No one is given Poch of 3 years with mediocre results. Nobody said he's going to get 3 years. But it depends on how things pan out. Let's see. This is a start. So Enzo is the Argentine. Jorginho. No, I wouldn't say that. I think he has a better passing range than Jorginho, in my opinion. Gallagher is the most aggressive and energetic in our midfield. Pochettino is not stupid. We lack upper body strength, and we don't fight or tackle enough. Gallagher should not be starting next game. Let's see what the manager does. I'd rather have Palmer in the 10 role. Yep, I'd rather Palmer. But if he's going to start Gallagher and Enzo, I'd rather Enzo start in a deeper position and Gallagher in the 10 role than Enzo. Enzo will be more effective playing from a deeper deeper low role. Gallagher's English skills are much better than Jerry's. How can you not have him as the captain? Yeah, I get the argument. Unfortunately, people were rounding up soon. Palmer will start and play well, and the result will still be the same. This team will not remain consistent for a very long time. We're training babies. It's as simple as that. It would take time for us to start playing as a unit. We'll see shaky. You can say results will not be consistent either for a while. The lack of experience in the final third is causing our lack of goals. I wish we had Son. He's such a great player and a one-man army. Upper body strength. You started out with him. Breaking news: Enzo Fernandez wants to leave Chelsea. The lack of results and ambition of the club is the reason why. That's absolute boohoo. He's not going anywhere right now, and good luck getting Chelsea to sell him for cheap. If you want him, you have to pay up. Injuries is why. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Enzo at the moment he is on a jail contract, so he's not leaving anytime soon.
But I understand your point, but that doesn't mean if he wants to leave the club with us, the problem will be finding who's going to pay for him. But here's the thing: even if he wants to leave, Chelsea ain't gonna sell him for cheap. That's the only stumbling block, and he's on a very, like you said, on a jail contract. But I think he'll be all right, and I think the manager is the person making him look bad now. He's not playing him where he's going to be as effective as usual. Forget his dad's argument that his son wants to play further forward, but in Argentina he doesn't do that. At his former club in Argentina, he played in a 3-man midfield, I think on the right hand side or mainly on the left hand side. So he's never an attacking midfielder. I don't know why the manager is trying that. Maybe because we don't have a solution at the moment, and he's the most creative. I'd rather play Palmer there. Let's see what else we have here. Go and watch the goal Kai Havertz scored against Leicester City and the goal against West Ham United last season by Felix. All was assisted by Enzo. Playing from what position? A deeper role. Pochettino is a yes man. I don't think that's the case yet. That's why we'll earn clinical. We'll add more firepower to add to our chances. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I mean, 4-4-2 transition to a 2 at the back. Yep. Just 1 second. 2 DMs, 2 forward fullbacks, pushing 4 attackers if possible. We can score with 6 people attacking. Then, here's the thing. I think, and we can actually play with a single 6. So I agree with you. Go ahead, Tabeho. You wanted to say something.
I want to call off this thing of a yes man. No coach will come to a club doesn't be a yes man. At the end of the day, like Bali, Todd everyone is his owner. So everything they say, you're gonna say yes. Whether you like it, even under Roman, we had big managers like Jose Mourinho. You named them Conte. They were yes men because Roman was the boss. So this thing of a yes man and stuff is making me laugh. Even under Tuchel, He wanted Harry Kane and Lewandowski. They bought him Lukaku. Did he leave? No. He stayed at Chelsea. Simple as that. So we can debate a lot about this a yes man or it's not a yes man. I think
Mm.
if you're employed in a company, gotta be a yes man, whether you like it or not, unless you don't
Yeah,
want a job.
to what the question would be, to what extent? Um, yeah, and this is Kuchula. I accept that we played good, but didn't score during early games. But the performances have been progressively poor. You can say we've regressed. Yeah, last two games was I see available 15 and we have enough quality. Yeah, we have enough quality. So that has to send big up to you to appreciate you joining. God bless you too, coach. You ended in 2 hours abruptly. Yeah, because we started yeah, we started an hour, not an hour late. It was deliberate. Yeah, we want to change things around so that it's sustainable. We don't want to stream today and don't stream tomorrow. But that would change. I need more hosts. I'm looking. If you want to be part of the show, you let me know. I need to watch the highlights before I come in. Please go watch them. Let's see what else we have here. Nino, anything else? Enzo, we do what, Coach? Since I was late today, did you manage to discuss owners and why are they jumping into dressing rooms? I haven't, and we don't have time to talk about that now. There's gold at the end of the rainbow with this team. We just need to be patient. Unfortunately, we just have to. We have no other option to be patient. And this year, overall stats for Chelsea Football Club, Fort Mob saying Fort Mob rating. What is this? What's the level for this one? Overall, some I don't want to look at that. Goals per match were 14th. Goals considered per match were what? Number 3. Yeah, we're third. Is that correct? Yeah. Let's see. And average possession. I don't need that. Okay, for clean sheets, we are. Is this correct? How am I? I'm not interpreting. Okay, we're second. Oh, how many clean sheets in total? 2. So that's I think I'm mixing things up here. Let me just look at this. Just quickly, let's do
We
this.
we are third. We are third, and we had 2 clean sheets.
Which one are we looking at? For clean sheets, where is it again? We're third in terms of a clean sheet, and we have 2 clean sheets in total. Okay, now I get it. Goals considered per match. Have we considered just in one? No, this is not correct. So interpretation could be wrong. Expected goals 11.6. Shots on target. We are 11th and 4.7. Per game is that I think that's what that means. Big chances created. We're 6. We've created 15 in total. Big chances missed. Yeah. Oh, that's concerning.
So, coach, in
Yeah.
short, like in very short, this is showing that uh, the indication, right? And to
Mhm.
the people in the audience, of course, I myself, like, I work as a data analyst, and I know that it's not something that should be primarily used or
Mhm.
to
Just go
make
ahead. I'll be
decisions.
back in.
I also don't agree with that, but at the same time, data is very important. It's so important if you can utilize it correctly. And these are the stats that we are seeing on the screen. This is not how the analytical people would use it. These are only an indication, and then they will use a whole framework, right? For example, just to give, because if we talk in detail, it will go very deep in data and all that. To make a very short, to give a context of what I'm saying, yesterday I saw a video of a big content creator of Chelsea, and he was like totally making fun of these stats, right? At the same time, we should not really look down on this, right? He was saying that teams that are beyond us, that are 15 to 20, are showing all of these metrics that they have potential to improve. They're missing their chances, and he said that's why we are at the bottom. He's a good analyst, but maybe at the data point, he was totally looking down at that. What he's
I
missing
know this
is
person.
just one point. What he's missing is he's when we look at that, we see the profile of the player. See, people. I'm not trying to say that I'm a expert or anything, but of course I know a thing or two about this. Looking at this data, it's not the same that people are saying Everton also had the same stats, and how can we say Everton will? Everton don't have the profile of the players we have, right? So we have to see these stats in context to the people, to the players we have, and their potential, their capability, their past, their so if we, it's not the same of Everton or Sheffield United, right? So in that context, this is a very basic example I've given, so you can
Mhm.
understand. So we can definitely be very optimistic that things will change.
We
So
should
I'm
be,
just
but here's where it's concerned is that the fact we created 15 big chances and missed 15 big chances.
so
That's why I'm
coach
not
that.
saying it's this is a good the fact we created 15 and where's it again? Big chances created. Where's it? Do I have to go? Yeah, it's that we're second in that aspect. It's a good sign.
So
But the
coach,
fact
this
we
is
missed 15 of them, it's not a good
coach,
sign. But
coach,
you go
just
ahead.
forget about data. Just a layman, right? If we really missed 15 chances, big chances, of course we've been unlucky. Of course we are underperforming. Of course the team is new. This is something we can all agree with, right? So it's not like a big issue. It's not something that we should be, oh my God, we are in trouble and everything will be bad, right? And again, looking at that, we can only improve from here, right? Yeah, if the manager is it's really like I don't think no one say that Pochettino is a bad manager, right? If the manager is really bad or he has become bad after a PSG job, I'm just saying that, right? Or the players like Modric or Enzo or Caicedo are not as good as we believe, that will also
Mhm.
show in the future. But
Yep.
you see what I mean? The chances
Yeah,
are that
I totally understand. Look, it shows this progress in so many ways. Even eye test does show this progress, but it's concerning really. You can say it's a result-driven game. You have to achieve results for everybody to be okay with it. Not everybody will take their time to look at it beyond the surface level and say, okay, we're seeing progress here. But that's by the way. Let's see what else we have here. I'll come back to the stats. I want us to round up as soon as possible. My boys are waiting for me. Vote yes just to do it. Yeah, all. We will get a better as we get players back as long as partner follows what he was hired to do. Yeah, build a team. Had to get much was of course data is bread and butter of ChatGPT. Just go away. 15 big chances and not 8 attempt buried. It's absolute bonkers. It's concerning. But the fact we're second in terms of that. It's a good sign. Stop trying to make sense of mediocrity. This is not a therapy session. We're having a conversation. It's not a therapy session for anybody. So if you don't want to be part of it, up to you. Jerry, there are no good or bad people. It's their actions. So some are bad and some are good. Both performance is questionable. When I feel I can do a better job. So we moved on from that one. Penalties awarded one, and we missed it. XG consider shows defensively. You can say we're okay. We're not perfect because some stuff I've seen showed that had it not been for our goalkeeper, at least in the last 2 games, we could have lost and lost woefully, honestly. Yeah, XG were 18 to XGs against the shows conceded shows were good. Interceptions, I don't need that one. Successful tackles, I don't need that one. Possession, I don't need that. Penalties conceded one. Saves per match, not really fouls per match. Red cards, 1 yellow cards, 18 yellow cards. Wow.
yeah, that's a very important metric, and it can show
So discipline is a problem for us, and that should be
discipline.
yeah. Go ahead.
And we are taking as regard to the conversation yesterday that the pressure of the occasion, you're right, being under severe pressure, uh, being so inconsistent, and I think you see again this will come down. This is important to see. Jackson putting a statement that he'll be like Drogba, even he'll be better than Drogba when he retires. Mudrich putting a post that what happened to. Vinci Jr. in Real Madrid in his first season. So all these things are getting on their nerves, right? So these fouls and the play, like they are so desperate to score. So we can see all the fouls, also the yellow cards, right? So this is something concerning, and I'm sure this could be sorted out. I think more than training, I would say it has something to do with the nerves, the mindset.
Yeah, again, like I said, I'm seeing gradually again low confidence is creeping in gradually, and that's an issue. If that happens, then it trickles down to every player in the team. Wait, we got 18 yellow cards with. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, I started getting concerned when I learned that Jackson will be missing the next game because he's accumulated 5 yellow cards. Yeah, lack of discipline. 18 yellow cards in total. Go ahead, Tobeho. You wanted to say something?
What is your thoughts about Robert Sanchez now? Because a lot of
Yeah, I
fans,
think he's improved.
yes, a lot of fans, and we talked about this on the show. Like maybe it's because he was forced to start games, maybe not being ready. Now he's showing that he's ready. And
Yeah, and
like,
remember, he hasn't played consistently for a while. So we were able to tell that the games he was playing at the time, his preseason. But you go ahead with what you were saying.
and other fans were saying, "Oh, we brought Brighton third choice goalkeeper. What are we doing?" Stuff like these. All players are new. They have to settle in, whether we like it or not. Unfortunately, is the situation that we are having at the moment. So many kids, some of them came from the foreign leagues. This is the Premier League. It's harder than other leagues for me. So as much we are paying poor at the moment, we have to trust the process. Trust the
Mhm.
process, guys.
All right, let's look at this. It says, Coach Jesse, you do not have the coaching badge or experience at the league Chelsea. It's okay to think you can. You don't have to say that. I think I understood what he meant. He just not doesn't like again what the manager the way he's approached the last two games. He gave him time. He was actually one of his biggest supporters, but I think the manager needs more time. I think he will come good. Let's see. And hello, Michi boy. Thanks for coming back. If you're watching, Michi, share the link to the show. You will host later in the day on the stream so that people can go check it out. And this is an individual stats. Raheem Sterling, top scorer, 2 goals. Disasi, 1. Carney Chukwemeka, 1. So we scored how many goals in total? Just 4? Is that it? Or maybe I have to expand, and I don't want to expand really. 5 in
Goals.
total. Yeah, that's 5 in total. Nicholas Jackson, Carney Chukwemeka, Disasi, 1. All of them, Raheem Sterling. Yeah, that's the fact that we've scored just 5 goals only shows you we've not been clinical. And assist, Malo Gusto has 2. I get it. A lot of people are saying his crap, but I think he looks shaky a bit. Probably the pressure, and he's still how old is he?
19-year-old.
19-year-old. So I give him kudos. Goals plus assists. Raheem Sterling 2 goals. Malo Gusto 2 assists. Okay, mixed together. We don't need that. Forget the rating. Goals for 90 minutes. Forget about that. Expected XG. Jackson has a 3.8. So there's hope. He's doing everything right, just like Kimso said, except put away the chances. I think he will come good. XG per 90 minutes is still him leading that way. Expected goals on target 2.6. He's still leading. The only thing he hasn't done is put the chances away. And occasions you could argue he's been quite unlucky. Shots on target per 90 minutes 1.2. Still him leading the way too. Yeah, shots per 90 minutes 3.3. He's leading the way in anything in front of in everything in the final third except for assists. And yeah, accurate passes. Thiago Silva, that's nothing to me. Big chances created. Ben Chilwell has created 2. The most. Conor Gallagher 2. Enzo Fernandez 2. Let's see more. Let's see if Nicholas Jackson gets on that one. Rhys James, wow. Rhys James 2. Okay, who else? 1. Malo Gusto 1. Cole Palmer has created 1. Levi Colwell 1. Lots of them has 1, 1, 1. Nicholas Jackson has 1. I knew he was going to come to that because you've seen him create chances every now and then. Let's see, chances created 11.0 Enzo Fernandez. So he can still create that many chances from a deeper end. And 9 of Ben Chilwell, Raheem Sterling 9. Let's see, look at all the players here. Raheem Sterling has created 9. Okay, that's point, not really the numbers. That's point. Or is they why are they? Maybe no. Is it the percentage? I think that's just numbers. It's not saying how many there.
So, coach, after
So
analyzing all these stats for the last couple of minutes, for half an hour or so, I want to ask you, like, now, what is your take, right? Do you see the
mhm.
positives? Do you really see what I'm trying to say?
A lot of positive. But here's the thing. I'm going to say this again. It's a result-driven game. If you don't win, it doesn't matter how good the stats are. Accurate long balls are 5.5 per. Yeah, okay. Per 90 minutes. That's Enzo Fernandez. That's fine. Thiago Silva 4.7. I knew that all the while. And Casado 3.6 already. Expected assists. Ben Chilwell topples that. Let's say per 90 minutes, Ben Chilwell topples that too. Goal per 90 minutes, Nicholas Jackson 0 points. He topples that. and successful dribble per 90 minutes. That 2.8, that's Mihailo Mudryk. And people are saying he's crap. That he can, even though he hasn't played that much. And followed by Leslie Ugochukwu in just a few games. Given how many times Raheem Sterling has played, he should be doing more. Big chances missed, yeah, of course. Nicholas Jackson, welcome to what we're talking about. 7 penalties awarded, 1. Okay. Successful tackles per 90 minutes, and that's just one game. How many? One full game, 2 games that he played in 90 minutes. That's Leslie Ugochukwu. So yeah, even Mihailo Mudryk is good in that department. Interceptions 2.2. Gallagher, yeah. So I think good signs. They're doing everything right. The only thing we haven't done well is just put away the chances. Honestly, in my opinion. Just let's see what else we have here. Coachella, if there was a referendum for starting 11 with CFC fans, I am sure one selection will get minimum 80 to 90% vote. Poch doesn't think so. He's sticking it. He's sticking in 1% as is a choice as so questionable. I think I agree with you. Putting away the chances, the primary job for a forward, the end product justifies the means. He should play as a support striker or a winger, since our wingers are subpar. Let's see if David Washington gets the chance. Kachila Mudryk was the first one to be substituted by Poch. Yeah, that was when I get pissed, and a lot of people didn't like that. You get what I mean? Yeah, I get what you
coach,
mean there. Yeah.
coach.
No, I don't think it was right. But you go ahead, say what you want to say so we can round off. And I'll hear Jersey before we round off. Go ahead.
I think yes, Sapi Mudrik was harsh, but again, we are in a situation that Malo Gusto got a red card. We should sacrifice one player. At the end of the day, it's up to the coach which player he will substitute. Sometimes he can make a wrong substitute, sometimes he can make a right substitute. It's a red card situation. So I don't want to blame a coach on that. So our fans complaining that Sterling should be out there. Come on, Sterling.
But why not take it? We're looking to equalize that. Have we considered a goal at the point?
No, yeah, no, not yet. We didn't consider goal.
I think he should have. But go ahead, brother.
We didn't consider goal that time.
Okay,
Yes.
but even at that, I think we had less effective players on the pitch at the point. That's just my point. But that's just my opinion, and that's not me saying the manager is bad. But I didn't like that decision. Do I have the right to not like the decision? To bail my bro? You tell me. Man, you should plan a show. I'm gonna try and be on Mitch's show today. I'll check the time for his show and make sure it will not clash with the evening show, because it looks like people want us to do the evening show. I think I have time today. My in-laws are back, so we're gonna be doing lots of shows. Woo! 91% wants an evening show. Okay, we're gonna do it. So Benchiwell, yeah, the buy is so low. Here's the link to Tabeho's YouTube channel. Please go check it out. Make sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. We are not clinical in the final third. Haven't been since Costa left, and we actually don't create too many good chances. Actually, I know we create good enough, but not. We should be doing better than that. Stats don't win you games. How good these stats with Jackson looks. Yeah, but it got to an area where we said, whoa. 7 good chances. He's missed the most, probably in the league. I'm not too sure if that's the case. If you get my point, you think with 10, then you keep Mudryk. You can say that. Sacrifice Jackson. So let's see what else we have here. I'll knock on my door again. Okay, thank you. We just saw a breaking news. Poch said he's open to owners visiting the dressing room. That kills anybody that wants to argue it's not okay. So I'm sure probably they can have that discussion.
While we were having this discussion, Pot just maybe already half an hour or so ago finished the press conference. So I don't know if you have time on the stream, you can check.
No, I should be going. We'll talk
sure,
during
absolutely.
the evening show.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's see. But thank you for bringing it up. Take Stalin off. He was horrible. Yeah, unfortunately, as good as his stats might look here. And people, unfortunately, we've come to the end of the show. I've had a knock twice on my door. I have to go now. Poch is not a problem-solving coach, doesn't sub until 68 minutes, irrespective of the performance of the team. And with that, I want to say thank you to all of you. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Thank you. Tabejo, I'll add your information later. And Jerry Z, I want to get your information how you'd like me to add it at the end of the shows, but I don't want it to be as long as Rogers. And Roger, if you listen, I said that, but actually I was the one that wrote yours first and then had you make changes to it. So I'm just kidding anyway. Yeah, in my opinion, it doesn't matter what formation or lineup people won. We won. We won't all of a sudden get a bunch of goals. Yeah, it will take time. With that, we've come to the natural end of the show. I want to say thank you to all of you for finding the time to join the show. See you guys during the evening show. God bless us all, and bye.